Okay, here we go. Look at this one now. The dollar store had so many fun nails. I'm going to cut the ending off, so I'm going to cut the end. It's only going to look like that, but look at all these fun little silly nails that they have at the dollar store. I've just been picking weird random dollar store nails that seem fun and putting whichever ones on my nails. And it's fun. But I was brushing my hair. Because it got like ratted and knotted. So I thought, well, I'm going to stop here and get a Starbucks anyway. I'll get the knots and the rats out of my hair. So I went and got some of that leave-in treatment. Then I got jiggy with it. I thought, well, I'm going to just put a ton of leave-in treatment. I love to like soak my hair in that leave-in treatment stuff. Because, I don't know, I guess it's like taking wipies to a public bathroom lately. I have to take my antibacterial wipes to the bathroom. And I've noticed that the whole world notices that nobody does that. And I don't know. I thought it was an old people thing. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I do it. But I have noticed that the world notices everything I do now. So it's not just everywhere I go. It's every email or phone call or anything and everything now. And no matter what I'm doing, people are paying attention. So I might as well do this, be extra homeless, so they can be extra derogatory. Although, like I said, I learned this from a lady that knew that even if she waxes, like, men just don't like hair everywhere. But anyway, so I thought, well, I'm leaving some leave-in treatment because I just want my hair to soak. And I could not hear enough, oh, how sad. Her life is so sad. It's like, you don't get it, and nobody ever listens to me. But when you say, wow, Angel, you came down to live like a homeless loser for humanity. You're just so poor and sad, and it's so sad. You know, heaven's going to make you poor and just stare at you and call it sad forever. The right answer is you walk up to the angel and you say, what in the world, angel, will make me not homeless and sad and sorry like you? Because I realized that you already came down as an angel to be homeless, sad and sorry looking, to save me. So what do I do to live the good life? Because you lived the shitty shit. Or like, the right answer is to walk up to Jesus and say, my God, Jesus, you have no church. My God, Jesus, you have no house. My God, Jesus, you've lost everything on a planet over stupid nobody humans. What do I do to live in the future? Not, wow, Jesus, you look like a homeless loser. How fucking pathetic and sad. Because then Jesus has no choice but to tell God, his Father, to look at you forever and say how sad that you're such a pathetic, poor loser. You have to watch out for reap what you sow. And the fact that what you're doing is very insulting and degrading and derogatory. And you know it. And you just don't want to stop treating the dead thing like a fuck you nothing. You got to watch out for that shit. You know, but let me teach you something that's common sense. See, you can't give me $1 if you're not worthy, because you won't get the power of God or something good. So I teach you, don't even give me $1 if you're not worthy, because like you wouldn't get anything good out of it. If you can't think or say my queen, and give me $1 and get my power of God benefits, don't do anything, because it's not worth it any which way. And something bad could happen if you're actually a bad person. So just don't do it. But what's the right answer in the eyes of God when you see a poor person? God, is the poor person a good person? Because you'll make me poor if I hurt good people or don't care about good people. So is this homeless person a good person? Okay, then I'll either give him $1 or something, Or I will definitely say a prayer to a real God as I drive by that they are not poor tomorrow. You know, because you don't sit there and say, well, poor homeless loser, how sad. Because God's going to get pissed off and say, you know what, that poor homeless loser is getting more hatred because Bonnie's around. Maybe you should have more hatred. And it doesn't matter if it's because Bonnie's around. Maybe you should have more hatred because you just want to gawk at poor people and treat them bad. And you don't know how they end up poor. Some people end up poor because they want to suffer like me. And they don't want to live good if some God's being treated like dead fuck you garbage. So you got to watch out. You know, reap what you sow is a scary, real reality. So, yeah. But like I said, it's easy to think or say my queen, my queen, my queen, and they will still rather insult me than have any idea what day it is at the end of the world, whether God's here or real or anything else. But yeah, I wanted to answer a bunch of prayer at night. I was going from place to place to place. I slept for like an hour or so in place to place to place. So I slept for like an hour or so, sometimes a little bit less. But I went from place to place to place all night. So I put the power of God as much as I could everywhere, place to place to place, all night. So if you are good little boys and girls, you should be rocking and rolling if you drive by the places that I went to. Now, I realize that people understand where I've been. So good people, everyone who is good people, all the way up to children of God or godly people, everyone who deserves good things from my powers, they always know where I have slept or driven or been, because they can feel my powers and my presence even when I'm not there. Now, it's residual. It's not powerful. So you guys know where I probably left the power of the P or something. Because if there was probably the power of the P when you drive over that area, it's just really powerful and I'm not around. Yeah. Speaking of that Son of God and the Son of Jesus, that dirt road, everyone knows that I had been there in a very powerful way. Yeah. But whether I just slept for an hour or sat for an hour or whether it was the power of the P, good people, children of God, are starting to see what the benefit is every which way. And that's cool because they'll realize that power of the P probably helps cancer where the rest of it is kind of smaller. So you realize why Jesus would have done anything for people that are suffering too much. It just keeps the power of God in a corner for longer. That's about it. But it gives people a reason to degrade and hate and mistreat. And you don't want people to live on who really shouldn't. Because if you could hurt or destroy or degrade or abuse or disrespect a God, it really shouldn't exist. Because they probably stomp all over everything. But all the prayers last night, I heard all of you guys. There was a ton of prayers from medical experts that are very panicky. There was tons of prayer from scientific experts. I think they're called scientific experts. So there was a ton of prayers from people that know that the coronavirus is a plague, and they wouldn't listen to me or care what I had said. I was just some crazy weirdo. I was just a crazy weirdo claiming that coronavirus was a plague. I was just a crazy weirdo saying coronavirus is a plague when everybody else said it was just some, like a flu, or it was just some kind of, thing you get. I was just some crazy weirdo, Now, all night, they are praying and praying and praying. Oh my gosh, it was a plague. Oh my God, you're really actually always right. Oh my God, you're a God. Yeah. But it's not fun, and it's not funny, and it's the beginning of the end of the world, straight out of a Bible that said they would beg and hope and wish and look for death, but death will never come. Because the gods were pretty sure what you would do against me when I'm already dead before I got here would bring you a lot of bad things. We set it up for success, though. When I was first born and the devil was trying to kill me, we had set Earth up for success. Every god talked to Earth since about 1954. Since about 1954, every god was telling the world that they could have anything out of dreams if they just loved and supported the fact that we were coming to Earth for good reasons. But nothing good happened. So now nothing good can happen because you have to reap what you sow and they have to get what they deserve. So, yeah, doctors, it's not going to get better. So you have to just act like they're mental patients that scream about suffering forever. And I know it sucks. You have to be a doctor that looks at them and says, well, the IV doesn't work. So I guess I have to treat you like a mental patient that just wants to scream that you're in pain while I give you an IV that doesn't work. Because there's nothing you can do. They are punished by God in their soul. Their suffering will never stop. It will never end. And there's nothing anyone can do. It's a bad, sad side of the end of the world. And a reason I always tell good little boys and good little girls to think or say, my queen, my queen, my queen, and just stay away from bad things. And just stay focused on good things and have a good future. Because really, the end of the world is that sad and scary when you did what you knew you shouldn't have done. And let me tell you a story. There was somebody, well, there was more than one somebody. There was somebody willing to be honest with me. So there was a lady, and she got coronavirus really, 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 really bad. That's how guilty she really was against my existence and me. So this lady got coronavirus impossibly bad. And she knew that she was against me so sickeningly bad. And she knew when the emanation of my murders was in restaurants. She knew when a god had been murdered and the scary, powerful, bad feeling was in restaurants and shit. And she was laughing that this world could kill a god and shit. And her coronavirus was just impossibly, unsurvivably bad. She was unsurvivably suffering, and it was that bad. And she had an honest talk with me. What would I want to do to you if you sat around thinking it was funny that they kept murdering me? So I understand that I have no choice but to face where I'm headed. That lady is probably world famous because she kept telling every medical expert in the hospital, I did this to myself. Tell Bonnie I'm so sorry that I can't ever be trusted to be a good person. And maybe when I serve out death enough, I'll realize what it had felt like to be her. Yeah, doctors, it's the end of the world. Back then, at the hospitals, the doctor didn't even know who Bonnie was. They thought it was her daughter, maybe her sister. Maybe she was half dead, so she was seeing her daughter or sister as a ghost. Maybe it was a dead relative. They didn't know who she was talking about or why she was crying like that. Welcome to the end of the world, people. You're probably going to say prayers to gods all the time from now on. It's how life goes when you know bad things shouldn't happen, but you can't change that they're just doing it anyway.